Before we get this video started today, I had to make a little pit stop here in Carolina Beach for their newest coffee shop, The Vault. And it's not just coffee they have here, they have beer and wine. It's a beer and wine house. Don't miss it, right here off of Lake Park Boulevard next to Subway in this building. Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, back in Carolina Beach today. Just gonna do a little cruise around town, a little walk and talk, look at what's new, maybe talk about a little history about the town that you may or may not know about, some memories from the past. And speaking of history and things that are new, I'm at something new right now here at the beach. We have a new coffee and beer and wine house. It's actually called The Vault, and that is just where my super hot coffee come from this morning, and pretty dang good, pretty tasty, man. I really like it. It's another local business that I am going to support, so try to do so when you visit. And I'm ready to get this party started. Man, should I put a pullover on? That daggone wind is a little bit nipply. It's a little nipply out here. All right, let's get rolling. We got a lot of stuff to cover today. So right now I've made my way over here to Harper Avenue here in Carolina Beach, and I noticed we got some construction that's going on. There used to be like a home or something that's set right here. It was a little rough for wear, and they have really cleared this space out. And I've done a little bit of reading the other day, and it says there's a new hotel coming, and I believe this is the spot that it's going to happen. As you can see, you have McDonald's right over there. That's North Lake Park Boulevard, and right here you have, right in front of us, you can see Hardee's. And this here is going to be, I think, the location of the hotel. The little article I read, it says expected to open in 2024. A new boutique hotel is coming to Carolina Beach. The property will include a restaurant, pool with a garden area, bar, retail space, rooftop bar overlooking the ocean and the Carolina Beach Boardwalk. The property will feature 42 rooms, of which will be converted into suites, equipped with fully stocked kitchens, and have like spa-like bathrooms. Located along North Park Boulevard and Harper Avenue. The hotel will also include added spaces for bike racks and golf carts. So this right here is the spot, because this is Harper Avenue, and then right here is the boulevard, right here on the corner. At first when I read that, I thought, what's going to happen to the creamery? You know, that's one of my favorite places to go get ice cream. But the creamery is still right here on the corner, but this is just like right on the other side. I'm thinking they're going to tear out these overgrown palms. You can see they've cleared out a spot right here, also doing some construction, making a driveway. And I think these palms will end up going too. But there it is. That is going to be the new location, I'm thinking. Not 100%, but I think that's the only spot where construction is going on, especially if they're going to open it sometime next year in 2024. So we will have another hotel for guests to accommodate themselves. All right, man, things are just growing so quickly. And right here is the Celtic Creamery, the other business is on the corner of Harper and Lake Park Boulevard. And also, if you do come here to get some ice cream, remember they got 30-minute parking, free parking, right here in front of their store. So walk up and check out the hours. Pretty much 11 to 9 o'clock right now, every day. And if you are a fan of ice cream, I love their ice cream. I cannot endorse their ice cream enough. It's an Irish style of ice cream, and it is so delicious. And they got some pretty massive sundaes in there too, if that's your jam. Now I've made my way over here on North Lake Park Boulevard, and this is what the construction site for the new hotel looks like from street side. So they say it's going to be ocean view. Only 42 rooms. And I guess this thing's going to have some height to it. It's going to have to be pretty tall, because as you see the Hampton right there, the ocean is just on the other side of the Hampton. So if you're going to have some ocean views, That hotel is going to have some pretty good height, maybe 4 stories at least. So I had to stop, as you see, do a little wardrobe change. Had to put a pullover on because, man, I'm telling you, that wind, quite nipply. I ain't just kidding. So the next thing I want to show you today is a great place to get a burger when you're here in Carolina Beach. More and more people are learning about this place. And in the future, very near future, I will put out a video about how I found out about this burger spot, because for a while I think I just kept driving by it and I didn't even realize it was here because I just thought it was a service station. But they actually have this old service station right here, which it's not really a service station no more. It's more just a convenience store now. But it's called the Island Quick Mart, right? And you see it says Island Burgers and Bites. This is possibly one of the best, I hate to say the best of anything, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say maybe the best cheeseburger joint I have ever tried in my life is right here. You can see where the gas pumps used to be years ago. That's how I always remember this is a gas station. But somebody bought it up, you know, I don't know how long ago it was exactly. I just know in 2018, I came here and ate possibly the best cheeseburger in my life. It was amazing. And it really, if you go online and look at reviews, people carry this place in very, very high praise. And I will do a video about this place and show you the burger. And it's just every time I go to do that video, bad weather hits or it gets cloudy. And you know, when I'm here at the beach, I like my videos to be bright and happy, and you know, the weather really affects my mood, so I want it to be great outside so I can do my best for you guys. It's actually pretty awesome. I mean, you go in there and you order your food, and then you can come out here. They got this little patio area back here on the back, and you can sit here and eat your burger, some fries, hot dogs, all that good stuff. You got a nice little view of the marina. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Very good place. Highly recommend going there and trying their cheeseburger at least once. But I think once you try it once, I think you'll be pretty impressed. And right next door to the burger joint, we have a oldie but a goodie, the Gulfstream Cafe. They have delicious breakfast. Very good breakfast in there. Some good food. All right, man, there's a big old crane over here. They're doing quite a bit of work over here at the docks. And then right here behind me, we have, right next to the Gulfstream Cafe, just kind of give you some bearings, we have this structure right here that's been under construction now for, I guess, a year or something like that. I really started noticing at the end of last summer. And I was just talking to somebody at work next door to it, and this is going to be, he told me he thinks this is going to be some kind of a seafood house. And the same man that owns, I think, Uncle Vinny's Pizzeria, I think is building this. And when I first seen it, you're going to laugh, but before I knew anything, I looked at it and I see that red roof, and I thought, that's going to be like a really fancy over-the-top Pizza Hut, right? That was my thought process when I seen that red roof, especially if I could, maybe we can walk over here to the side and look at it. But yeah, it looked like a fancy Pizza Hut with this big old deck, which I'm just joking about that, but that's kind of what come to mind when I seen that red roof. Here we go. I moved more over here to the side directly in front of Gulfstream. Now you can see the roof, and that just reminds me of Pizza Hut so much. That is, but anyway, it's going to be, I guess it's going to be some kind of a seafood restaurant, really, with a super nice deck on the front of that thing. I mean, that is fancy. That costs a little bit of money. And then just look, all this construction they're doing right here at the boat docks. All right, now I'm making my way over here close to the Cabana, and I noticed it looks a lot different. So when you come in the town, I don't know if some of you guys ever stayed at the Cabana before, but man, does it look different. It is changed colors a lot. Check that out. And for sure, this here is the old, this is the Cabana, and they're doing a lot of work here. They have totally changed the color palette of this building. I've never seen it like this before. It's white and all the doors is like a charcoal gray look, and the roof matches, and it's like a shingle roof, you know. And golly, as far as I can remember back, it's always been like a cream color with like, I don't know, kind of a dark red highlights. The doors was always kind of that darker red, and the roof was like a darker red. And I don't remember it being shingle neither. I think it was something else. It looks a lot different, for sure. I don't know if I like it. I'm kind of I like things staying similar, you know. I don't like a whole lot of change. I mean, I don't mind some change, but this is almost unrecognizable. I used to stay here quite a bit. My mom used to stay here back when I was a kid. This is where we would come stay. And now it's just Cabana private residences. So right now I'm over here right behind the Shucking Shack restaurant. And I think it's safe to say that they don't use their chimney no more, because look at all that greenery growing out the top of that thing. Oh my gosh, that is something else. I just thought that was hilarious. I had to show you that insanity. That's a trip. Bet there's some birds live in that thing or something. Maybe a squirrel. That's a good little hideaway. Oh man, I love this aisle. This is the main reason I walked over here. Right here's the dive. Look at this wall, that mural. This is my favorite mural as of right now. There's always new murals coming around, and I might even do a vlog in the future as it gets warmer of the murals of Carolina Beach, because they have this mural program, and I really love wall art like this. I mean, these people are really talented. And this one, even though you can't tell it as much now because of the location of the sun, but man, this thing really pops when you're here in person. I mean, it is just so, it's almost like a day glow paint that they use. It just looks so amazing. And this is like my favorite mural. And this is a great mural if you're an Instagram type of person. You want a cool picture to put on Instagram, come right here in this driveway. You know, you're right there is the boardwalk, right ahead of us there, and it's just on the side of the wall here at the dive. So definitely check that out. I think they got maybe 14 murals in town now, and there's always a new one coming. So we might get the scooter out one day when it's a little warmer and just scoot around town, the electric scooter, and go check out some murals. That might be kind of fun. And right over here across the street from us is El Cazador. Listen to that music, man. They are rocking. And this is another great place to go grab a hamburger. Speaking of hamburgers, we talked about Island Burger and Bites earlier. Pops is a really good place to go get you a good hamburger. And they got I've never had a wing here, and I've never eaten a hot dog here. Maybe I need to change it up sometime. But Pops, been around for a while. Really cool atmosphere in there if you like that old 1950s diner stuff, you know. Reminds me of the diners you see a little bit when you go up to Pennsylvania up north. It's kind of what it feels like. Ohio, up in that area. But speaking of good burgers, that kind of segues into something I want to talk about. There was an old restaurant here called the Deck House, and unfortunately it's closed now. It's not to be reopened for the time being anyway, unless somebody buys it and reopen it and just keeps the name. But they have been known to have a very good hamburger. I can't attest to that because, you know what, I've never tried one. But we are going to go over there because I read a cool story about the Deck House that I want to share with you, and I thought it was kind of interesting. I love these things. You push the button, it's like, wait, don't cross the road. Hurry up, get across the road. Oh, I'm so sad. My coffee's all gone. That's a real bummer. Sorry about that. I was all backlit, wasn't I? Rookie. I can't walk by here without showing you the coolest dive bar in North Carolina. The Fat Pelican. Look at this place. Is that not awesome? Check that craziness out. Look back in there, man. That's where you hang out. All those wooden chairs, little tents. Nothing fancy. It's just a cool dive bar. Look at the front. Alright, so now we have made our way over here to Charlotte Avenue. And right here is Kate's Pancake House. Of course, a very popular breakfast location here in town. As you see the line, the people waiting to be seated. Always a way to Kate's. I don't care how early you come, it seems. Well, at least for me. I'm sure if you come super early, you could probably get in. But if you wait to after 8:30, so you're probably going to be waiting. So right here it is. This is the deck house. Casual dining. Kind of looks like a church a little bit, doesn't it? And maybe it wasn't a church at one time, but it used to have like a really big, what was it? Like a lobster or something on the side on the roof. I could see it back in the day. Now this is going back some years from the Cabana, because we always stayed on the top floor at the Cabana, which was the 4th floor. And we could see this structure really good from there. But this is the deck house. Let's move right here and let me tell you something, because this steeple is going to play in to the story I'm about to tell you, and it's a little creepy, so prepare yourself. So as you can see, we are here at the deck house, casual dining, and it really does look like a nice place. I don't know why we never stopped by here to eat a meal, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of sad that this place is not going to be open, because I do know there was a lot of people that were fans of this establishment. They enjoyed coming here to eat, and now it's just turned into a pay to park spot here in Carolina Beach. Surprise, surprise, pay parking is everywhere, and that's all this is used for right now, which is kind of sad. Alright friends, so I'm here at the deck house, and the whole reason I brought you here because I want to tell you a little backstory on it. Some of this stuff, I think most of this is true. I got a lot of this information off of Facebook, and it was actually, I read a lot of it through like the local group here, and I just thought it was so fascinating, because anytime you find a place that is supposedly haunted, and you have a lot of people who are in agreement that, yeah, I've heard stuff too, or you got to talk to so-and-so that used to work there and things like that, I'm going to tell you a story about it. So this is known as the deck house today. They had really good food. I heard it had a really awesome hamburger. And as we look at it here, you see this steeple up here, which really plays a part in this creepiness of this story. I guess back in the 90s, this place was owned by a chef. I think it was called J. Council's, if I remember correctly. And it was a French restaurant then. And he actually shot himself, suicided, in the storage area, which is now this steeple area here at the deck house. And people say he haunts this building even to this very day. And the story goes, other people that have worked here in recent years has all kind of stories about creepiness and things they've heard. And I just read in the comments when I was reading about this, somebody else said, yeah, I was walking by there the other day and I could hear a lot of banging and stuff like that going on in the steeple area, but yet there was nobody there, you know. So I don't know, you got to take stories like that with a grain of salt, but I thought it was an interesting story. And you know, everybody likes a ghost story here and there, but right now I don't want, as far as ghosts go, I like hearing about them, but I don't like want to come in contact with them. Does that make any sense? Like it wasn't too long ago I did a vlog where I went to a graveyard and I showed you a grave of a man that buried his foot, not his body there. He lost his foot and he's got like a headstone and everything. I think it was in Salisbury, North Carolina. And like when I leave a graveyard like that, I always say a little nice thing, like, don't follow me home. Y'all just stay put right here, rest in peace. And I'm gonna do the same thing today as I leave the parking lot for the deck house. There is a spirit here. We want him to stay here. So just rest in peace, my friend. Don't follow me nowhere. Now, let's head over to our next destination here at Carolina Beach, the Boardwalk. And let's look and see how many people are in line for a tasty sweet treat. You know what I'm talking about. Britt's Donut Shop. Let's make our way over there. And if we see something on our way, I'll show it to you. But we're definitely going to the Boardwalk because there is something else I want to talk about. An improvement to the Boardwalk that's not happened yet that I think would be awesome. And it's something that was there in the past. Stay tuned as we make our way over there. I'm going to tell you about it. So now I've walked over here. I'm at the corner of Cape Fear Boulevard and Canal Drive. And now we're in the Carolina Beach Boardwalk area. As you see the stage right here in front of me. And as I walked over this way, there was some people that was walking quite briskly in front of me. They seemed very excited. And I guess they was going to Britt's Donuts. But look at the line at Britt's. They seen that and they said, give me a break. They did not want to walk, stand in that line, I guess, to get their donuts on this morning. Which is a shame. It's a good donut. It's worth it. You know, if it's the first one of the season, which this is very early in the season, it's April, just go for it. I don't know, maybe they got something to do, but anyway, if I want a good Britt donut, I will not let that deter me. We got these people are in it to win it this morning. They are not budging. That is a good line. It's not too bad though. I'm still shocked. It's not a little bit longer. That is one sexy pig. This is the Carolina Smokehouse. And even though it's still very early in the morning, they must be cooking it up in there because I can smell that smoky smell, the barbecue, like a Boston butt or something. Oh, Smokehouse has got some good food in there. I like that joint. I like sitting right up there where you can see the ocean when you're dining. Yeah, that rocks. That's rad. Now we are making our way up here onto the boardwalk itself, the actual wooden part of the boardwalk. All this is called the boardwalk, but the actual boardwalk we're going to walk on. And I want to tell you about some things that I think would be really cool for this area. Now I know this is never going to happen, or it wouldn't happen, I don't think. But did you know way back in 1955, right here in this very vicinity, this area, I don't know the exact point, but my parents, my mom mainly, used to tell me stories about a steel pier that was located here at Carolina Beach. And I try to find some pictures to throw up on the screen for you to let you see this. But what an awesome idea this was, man. It was so cool. But it was a steel pier that went out in the ocean, and it had like this chairlift mechanism, like something you would see in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, Tennessee area, or in the mountains in general. Ghost Town's got one that goes up to the top of it. And well, not Pigeon Forge. I don't think Pigeon Forge has ever had a chairlift, but Gatlinburg, you know what I mean. But this thing would take you for a ride out the pier and circle around and come back. And I thought, how epic would that? That is like so cool. And I could totally see people, I mean, if people pay $10 to ride that Ferris wheel, they'd pay some money to go out on a, you know, and have their picture made and do the whole nine. You know, like you ride out and then coming back, you know, they take a picture of you with the ocean in the background and like the people fishing down below you. Come on, man, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty awesome. But anywho, 1955 that was built, and unfortunately they would have to build it out something that don't rust. I don't know if they could use wood or what, but yeah, man, I think that would be kind of awesome. In 1975, it was so bad they ended up having to demolish it and tear it down and everything. But I think it was called the Fisherman's Steel Pier, is what it's called. And it was right here in this area. When you read about it, it was just north of the Marriott, which the Marriott is located. Can you see it? Right in that area is the Marriott. The sun's in my eyes. I can't see squat right here now. But so it would be right here in the boardwalk area is where the steel pier would have jettisoned out in the beautiful blue Atlantic Ocean. So I think that would be a pretty cool thing. Even to this day, I think that would be awesome. And you got everything here anyway. You could just add that one more thing, right? This right here is something that I'm so thankful they finally did. You see where they took up all these fish plaques that people buy? I know me and my wife own one, and I'm glad they took them up off the floor because they had problems with them coming up and being lost and stolen and things like that. And they just moved them up here on the railing. I think that is a much smarter idea to get them off where people are not walking on them and, you know, loosen them up. I don't know how they used to attach them. If it was just, I just imagine it was some kind of glue or resin that they used, but they would come up from time to time. And they moved them all up here on the railing about a year ago. I noticed that. Look at the pelicans, the majestic flight. That is the coolest birds ever. Love pelicans. I gotta say, I cannot wait till it gets a little bit warmer, which is warmed up nicely. I mean, we've been in the 70s for days. Today we had a front come through. It was really windy yesterday, and it cooled it off a little bit. I think we got to about 78 yesterday, and that was nice. I didn't go out on the beach because the wind was blowing like 20 to 30 miles per hour. Nobody wants to go out there and be just sandblasted. But I do, according to, you know, speaking of those pelicans right there, I love coming out here in the morning with a coffee, sitting in my chair and watching pelicans feed. Like when they do the dive bomber move and they're like boom, hitting the water, and they're just diving for fish. That is awesome. You know, a lot of people never even noticed that before. And I know I've been out here many times and you see people and they start noticing these pelicans like fighter planes like circling around like a buzzard or something, and then they just wings back, beak forward, and they just hit the water and dive bomb a fish. It's so exciting. It's just nature. It's just so much fun. Enjoy that a lot. But I don't do it in the winter. Oh no. There's a few people out here today. Walk around the beach. I was out on the boardwalk yesterday, and I noticed some people in some red shirts. It said service on it. And they was doing such a good deed, man. They was walking around picking up some of the trash and litter that other people have left behind, and it just shows what Carolina Beach really is, a very good community. Speaking of good deed doers, right here you can see some people with some bags, and they're actually picking up trash off the beach that people left behind also, which I think is awesome. Me and my wife always try to do that when we go to the beach. If we see something laying around, don't matter if we put it there or not, we always try to pick it up and put it in a trash can, because that's what trash cans are for. But I don't know, some people just don't believe in trash cans. I think that's so sad, man. Look at how beautiful these beaches are. Why would you not want to keep them looking like that for years to come, right? I think I see somebody I know sitting on a swing. And this is her. It's my wife.
Hi.
Just hanging out here. What you doing?
I was doing a little social media, watching the waves over there, watching people go by.
She likes the TikTok a lot. She can just stay on there for a long time.
So much cool information there.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a good time showing you around town. I hope we learned a little bit of stuff together, and that will pretty much do it for us today. So until next time, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you friends in our next adventure.
Bye.
Nailed it. See y'all.